This is Mommy Sexual reporting for duty.
I just wanted to let you guys know that I have a Facebook account, and on the Facebook account I post all types of, pictures, and sometimes I post videos that I don't like post on YouTube. Like, take a look at this one, just for funsies. Just for funsies.
I want her
boobs. And I titled the video boobs. Madoka, stop! Mommy's son is gone. Yeah, so that was kind of like my.
Let me grab Mommy's son's boobs. I need her boobs.
But anyways, yeah. So I have a Facebook account. I'm gonna be using Facebook to essentially gather up all the news that is on the internet in regards to what's going on with Madoka, and I'm just gonna be posting it on my page. So yeah, follow me on Facebook and you'll get updates. This is actually a girl that is going to be appearing in the new Madoka mobile game. She goes by the name of Mitsuki Felicia. As you can see here, she's a new magical girl that will appear in the new Madoka mobile game. Her profile is a magical girl that will turn into a combat addict when she catches a sign of a witch. A lazy-boned, selfish person like a weeding child, but in battle, her strength is top class. It's funny because her blonde hair and her steampunk-looking clothes kind of makes her remind me of Mommy. Like for some reason, she kind of reminds me a little bit of Mommy-san because of the clothes and the outfit and the blonde hair. But her personality is straight up Kyoko. Like, I think if Mommy and Kyoko had like a love child, I think this is probably how the character would look. It would look like and dress like Mommy, but it would have the personality of Kyoko. If you want information regarding Madoka news, Facebook is where you can follow me. I'll have a link to it in the description below of this video. So the main meat that I want to discuss in this particular video is something that was brought to my attention on Twitter. One of my Twitter followers linked me to a very interesting picture, and I believe this picture is from a recent event in Japan, which I believe is related to the Madoka mobile game. I don't know in too much detail, but I know that there was some type of an event that took place very recently in Japan, and in this event they basically released a whole bunch of pictures and information in regards to the new Madoka Magica game that I believe is scheduled to be released in May. And one of the things that was shown that I think is quite fascinating here is this image. Madoka Magica history here, and then you see 2011, which is the year that the anime came out. And when you put two and two together, obviously this is a representation of Madoka coming out in 2011, as a series. I'm not too sure what the 2010 version means. If anybody watching this video knows Japanese, please let me know. But as I said, this is pretty self-explanatory when you combine that with Madoka history. And then if you go down 2012, this was obviously the year that the first two recap movies came out, in 2012 before we got the third movie. So self-explanatory Madoka history. And here you have Rebellion. These are basically the covers that were shown that were connected to Rebellion, which we know was the third movie that came out in 2013. 2017, there's something that is obviously next to the timeline. Now, the only thing that has been released so far this year, or that is being talked about as it relates to Madoka Magica, is the new mobile game that is going to be released in May. Now, obviously, when it comes to Madoka Magica, that is the biggest news that we have for 2017. There is no information regarding a sequel or movie. We probably won't get anything this year regarding that, because I think that the main focus when it comes to Madoka is going to be on this game, which I find to be really interesting in itself, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but has there ever been a Madoka Magica game before the most recent one that has been hyped up as much as this one is? I mean, when you think about it, we've had like multiple trailers. They held a very special event in Japan talking and revealing information about this. Not to mention that there's also like a duet that's being sung by the Japanese voice actress of Madoka Kaname and the Japanese voice actress of the main girl that is supposed to star in the game. There's also like a little mini comic that's connected to this game as well. And, so what I'm trying to say is that, has there ever been this much hype for a Madoka Magica game in the past? Like, does anybody know that when Madoka Portable came out, did they have this type of push behind it? Like, I've never seen a Madoka game hyped up like this before. Again, I'm making an assumption that they're referring to the game, because this is the only thing that is coming out in 2017. So they are saying that they consider this game to be a part of the history of Madoka, because if you notice, None of the other Madoka Magica games, as well as the Madoka Magica mangas, are being presented on this timeline. But you have the original series, you have the 2 movies, you have the 3rd movie, and then we have what is most likely the game, which is connected, which again 2017. So that leads me to believe that this game, even though it's mostly just being positioned as a mobile game, which you would think is kind of a standalone game in itself, because of the fact that it's appearing in the Madoka history timeline, it makes me wonder, or it makes me question whether or not there is more to this game than meets the eye. In other words, the fact that they're considering to this to be connected to the Madoka history timeline makes me wonder, and so I'm thinking that this is I'm thinking that the fact that this is being presented here, it could be their way of saying that this game is going to potentially be how Madoka continues beyond the original series, or maybe they're considering this to be some type of continuation in a way. Yes, I am aware of the fact that it is just a mobile game at this point, but what I'm trying to say is that I think there is a possibility that they're going to do more with this game. Like, there's even a rumor that I heard where it was mentioned that a spin-off manga is currently being worked on that is connected to this game. So what do you guys think of this? Do you think that there's a possibility that they have bigger plans for this mobile game than they're letting on? Like, do you think there's a possibility that this is going to be how Madoka Magica continues after the original series? Do you think that that's a possibility? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my Facebook page for Madoka news. So I'll catch you later. This is Mommy Sexual signing out. Peace.